Hey guys, welcome back, welcome back. I had posted that my vlog for this week went out in the ether. I don't know what happened. I was uploading it and suddenly it wasn't there, and then when I went back to reload the same footage, it was gone. So that vlog is gone. And I wasn't gonna post anything. I put that on the my if you look at my post. But then I don't know, I've been feeling like I should talk about this subject. This is one of the things I talked about in the blog. um, I ended a relationship, a professional one, with my therapist after working with her for a year and a half. Nothing dramatic. um, it seems like because we do video therapy, and because she's in Florida, there's some new policy for her office where she can't take out of state clients, which is a shame because we've been working with each other for close to 2 years. I really liked her a lot. I felt very safe with her, and yeah, it was a little upsetting. So that was one of the things I talked about in the vlog, as well as the weather, which was ridiculous. But I kind of felt the urge to talk more about that, and specifically relationship breakups, um, specifically non-romantic ones, because especially in the media, I feel like maybe it's because we're part of a culture that is emphasized on youth, and sometimes young people, the only real relationships they have are the romantic kinds. They do have friendships, but they're kind of superficial. So people want to hear more about romantic relationship than they do about professional or even friendship or any kind of non-romantic, non-dramatic relationship. And I think for me, I feel like the non-romantic ones are just as important. Um, like for example, like I was saying, breaking up with my therapist that I've been with for close to 2 years. We've invested a lot in each other. We've talked a lot. We've shared a lot. Mostly me, obviously, because it's therapy. Um, but I felt comfortable enough to talk to her about things, um, in a spectrum of situations that I may have not felt comfortable talking to a friend or a romantic partner. So there's a deep level there of trust that now I have to go out in the world, and find someone else to deal with. And I'm very fortunate. I live in the United States, if you didn't know. I'm very fortunate to have insurance that pays for that coverage, because our medical insurance here sucks. Yeah. So it doesn't cover it. I don't know like other policies in other countries. You can, if you're from another country, you can chime in and tell me if your universal health care pays for therapy. I think it's very important. We live in very insane times. And one of the things that has been holding me together is going to therapy. So this has been, I don't know, this has been kind of not the perfect timing for this to happen. But she is in Florida, and if you know anything about Florida, I'm not surprised. And yeah, it's a bit upsetting. It's a bit upsetting because um, it's I wouldn't say it's akin to like someone dying and grieving, but there is a grieving process of dealing with losing someone who is a big part of your life like that. Because we met every week, and you know there's so many things you could do during these times. If you're watching this in the future, hi, this is 2026, we're all insane and the government hates us. And so there's not too many things I could do to keep myself from like going completely cuckoo. And one of them is going to therapy. The other one is, and I'm always saying it, is journaling, meditation, going on walks, exercising, trying to get out there, trying to be social, which can also be hard. Everyone's going cuckoo. But yeah, I think going back to breaking up with your therapist, I think that there is a level of grief, like I said. I definitely was in denial when she told me that we were no longer going to work with each other. And then I was sad, a little angry at the government. Like, why did you do this to me? And then I kind of knew in my own head that it's important for me to find somebody else quickly. So I ended up finding somebody else like a week and a half later. I'm starting with them this week. So it hasn't been much of a like long time frame between therapists, which I'm grateful for, because it could sometimes be longer than you expected. But also, this is my first time meeting this person, so I might meet them and totally hate them, you know? That's the thing. I'll keep you guys updated in the vlog next week if I like her or not. So there's this whole situation where you have to get to know somebody new and build a trust with them, and it's just, it sucks. It sucks. At regular times it sucks, and during these times it sucks even more. And then I thought about, I was thinking about this whole situation with the therapist and having to break up with them. Also, let me know in the comments if any of you have gone through these situations. I feel like I'm especially annoyed at my life because since 2020, from like 2020, no, 2019, let's say 2019 to about 2022 when I met this, no, when did I meet her? 2024. Gosh, time's insane. So since 2019 to 2024 when I met her, I had gone through a couple of therapists. I had a point where I wasn't seeing a therapist. One of my, it was a psychologist, and our psychologist, whichever one offers you medicine, they put me on Lexapro for a bit. I didn't like it. It didn't make me feel good. And that's my own opinion and my own prerogative. You might be like, oh, I'm thriving on Lexapro. I personally didn't like it, so I was on it for a year, wasn't a fan of it, weaned myself off, and now I'm off it and I feel better. But I do appreciate the time I was on it, because it was during the time my mom passed away, so, and right after pandemic, and I kind of needed it. But then I kind of like, after a couple months I was like, yeah, you know what, I don't actually need it, and I got off it, and no big deal. Like, maybe one day I'll go back on it or go back on something else, but right now I'm not on anything, and that's okay. And if you're on something lifelong, good for you. We all are different. I'm not shaming people for being on medication. But yeah, like I was saying, it was like a weird transition until I met her, and then we clicked right away. We've been working, and I felt like, wow, this is going really well. And then the government suddenly comes in, and yeah, it kind of sucks. It kind of sucks, especially since I was looking really hard for somebody, and then I finally get somebody, and we can't work anymore. But I do appreciate the time we spent together, close to 2 years. She was fantastic. I guess I wish her the best. I don't know. The other thing I want to talk about is, we never talk about out in the world, we don't talk about like something like breaking up with your therapist, or even breaking up with your general doctor, or professional individuals, or even like leaving a job, or what I'm getting to, breaking up with friends. I noticed that the media doesn't talk about that. I mean, maybe it's not as romantic as romantic love. That's redundant. Maybe people don't want to, talk about it as much as love lost. I think maybe people just think that's, more fascinating. I think, to be honest, I think the media obviously fetishizes youth, and what is the biggest thing in your youth when you're not completely developed is your hormones, which leads you to a lot of bad romantic relationships. So of course we kind of emphasize that, but I think we need more media that talks about breaking up that is non-romantic, breaking up with friends, breaking up with co-workers, breaking up with therapists. I recently had a couple of breakups with friends that I've had for a long time, but you know what? I was like, you're you're different and I'm different, and I don't think this is gonna work out anymore, and that's okay. Some people have friends since they were in grammar school. I don't, and that's okay. It's not for me. It's for you. All that to say is, if you're going through a non-platonic, or is it platonic? Yes, platonic, non-platonic. I don't think that's a word. If you're going through a platonic breakup of some sort, either through myself, like therapy or doctor, work, or friends, I get it. And I understand. And you should take your time. Like if it was a romantic relationship, you should take your time. Because I think sometimes those platonic relationships, because they are wheels in a cog of your life, can be worse. I think romantic relationship, what they're supposed to be when you do have a significant other, is that you improve each other's lives. Of course, it doesn't always end up being that way. it Yeah, a lot of people, it's not that way. Sometimes you have to depend on the person, or you get into a relationship for the wrong reasons, and then you realize, yeah, no, this wasn't a good idea. um it's, I don't know, it's a bit different. And I think we as a society, I want to see more movies about friends breaking up. I'm sure there's a couple. I'm sure I'm blanking on a few. I don't know why I'm thinking of Bridesmaids. I guess that's one. Um, and professional ones, like you leave your job and you miss your work family, or like I was talking about, like a therapist. I've never seen the movie What About Bob, but maybe that's what that's about. I don't know. I gotta watch it. But yeah, I just came on to just talk to you guys about this, and breaking up with my therapist. And hopefully you guys have gone through it. Let me know in the comments. Please like, subscribe. Yeah, let me know in the comments if you've ever gone through it, if you're going through therapy. Please be kind. I understand that some people don't go to therapy because of religious reasons. I don't need rude comments from people who are like, the Lord would save you. Thank you. I'm glad you're one with the Lord, but I think I need a little bit more than that. The Lord created therapists. The Lord created psychology, and I'm going to use the tools He created. So there you go. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Like I said, please like and subscribe and turn on the notifications. And until next time, bye.